Hi, it's Cory, and today you're going to learn how to play Zelda's Lullaby from the Legend of Zelda series. The version that we're doing today is an easier version where it's not so much focusing on the harmonics of it, so you could just take it and pick out the simple melody, but I offer you a little bit extra to kind of like zhuzh it up a little bit. If you're looking for a really like all-encompassing, completely picked melody, let me know in the comments, and also let me know by giving this video a like. That tells me that you would like to see a more difficult or maybe more of an intermediate version of this song in the future. And if you're wanting just the tab for this, like on a worksheet, I have all of these available on my Patreon as well. If you're looking for another way to support the channel, check it out. The link is in the description box, but let's get started. While you don't need to know any specific chords really for this song, you do always want to make sure, of course, that your ukulele is tuned. And so that is going to be a G on the 4th string, a C on the 3rd string, an E on the 2nd string, and then an A on the 1st string. So the main melody of this song, and if you kind of strip away everything else, you are left with G, A, B, D, A, G, A, B, D, A, B, D, and then you're gonna hop all the way up here to another A again, A, then G, and go back to D, and then you're playing C, B, A. And then you kind of repeat. Now there is a slight B section, but it's all just variants of what I just played all together. Now what we're going to be doing though is taking it the next step and adding a little bit of extra. So what we're going to do is go line by line. I'm going to lay out what you need to do and what you need to play, and then we're going to put it all together in a playthrough. So let's look at that first main kind of A section and the musical material that involves. So we start the song with a pickup. So we have 3 and 1, 3, 1, 3 and 1, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's kind of the general rhythm that we have here. So we're starting with the open G and A. So we'll have G, A, and you don't need to do anything with your left hand here. Now what we're gonna do is essentially make the shape for a C major 7, which is taking your 2nd finger and placing it on the 1st string of the 2nd fret, and you're just going to strum. In the tab, you see a little symbol that kind of looks like a bracket that indicates for you just to strum down. If you don't know what a G major 7 is, don't worry, you're doing exactly the same thing by just strumming down here with your finger in that position. So up to that point, we have that G, A, and what you're doing here is a B, but we're just adding a little bit of harmonic undertone. B, then we're going to play the D pitch. What you're going to do for this is I recommend your pinky. Sometimes that can be a little bit of a weaker finger though for some people. So if you need to, you could use your 3rd finger here. So you're on that B, then move to the D and pick on the 1st string. And that is with your 4th finger on the 5th fret of the 1st string. And then you're going to move actually then to an A minor chord. If you don't know what an A minor chord is, you're taking your 2nd finger and then placing it on the 4th string, 2nd fret. If you'd prefer just to do the melody, you could also just pick an open A here too. That would be kind of the easiest variation. Or you could also just put your finger in that A minor position and pick the 4th string. It's the same pitch. So putting that all together, so far we have G, A, C major 7, but you're playing the pitch of B, then moving to the D, and then you're going to play A or the A minor chord. Now you're going to repeat that again. All right, so you're doing that little melody 2 times through. Then what we're going to do is just play another C major 7 chord, or putting your finger on the pitch of B. Then you're going back to that D. And then you're going to have your largest leap here, which is you're going to move to your 12th fret. Most likely your 12th fret is probably going to be the last fret marker on your ukulele. This is a soprano size, like I said, and I have a 12th fret marker. So if that helps you at all with knowing where to put your finger, that's where it's going, and you're going to strum all 4 strings here. all right, on that 12th. And then you're going to place your second finger on the 10th fret. The 10th fret is most likely going to be your second to last fret marker. On mine, I have 4 fret markers, and it happens to be fret marker 3. Typically, fret markers happen to be on the 12th and 10th fret, and then also on the 7th and the 5th fret. That's kind of standard. If it's not the case on yours, just make sure to count up so you know what fret your fret markers are on. But so you're at that 12th fret, you're strumming all the way down, and then you're going to place your second finger on the 10th fret first string, pick, to get that G there, and then we're going to just bring it up. You don't even have to lift your finger, just bring it on up the first string, and then you're gonna strum on your D here rather than just picking your D, which you could do if you're just doing the solo melody. But for us, we're going to strum here, and it's just going to strum across all of the strings. The reason for that is in the actual melody, it goes up even higher, but you can't actually play that pitch on your ukulele. So, I mean, you could potentially if you had like a tenor uke, but most people play on a soprano. So then we have that D, and you're going to keep your third finger on here. Then using your second and first finger, you're going to play the C, B, C, A. So we have D, C, B, C, and then open A. Or going back to that A minor, which is what I'll be playing in the play along. Then you're just going to repeat that again. And it will change a little bit on this second part. And that's when we go into our B section. Then we're just playing that same melodic material of the G, A, C major 7, or the B here, then moving into the D, and then A minor. Then we're going to just go to the C major 7 or the B pitch, and then go back to the D. Now back to the A minor, go back to the B, or the chord of the C major 7, and then you're going to go back to the D, and then you're going to go back up to the 12th fret here, strum again, then place your finger then on the 10th fret. For this particular transition, I like to actually use my second finger here, then use my first, but sometimes this varies a little bit. I just try to use the ones that I think work best for me. The kind of downside, I suppose, of tab is while it's telling you where to put your fingers, it doesn't always give the recommendation of which fingers to place. It can, and sometimes they do. Mine don't happen to be there just because I don't have the software to be able to like notate all that. But basically what you're trying to do is road mapping your fingers in a way that you're not crossing fingers. So for here, for me, rather than using my third finger like I did the last pass, I'm using my second finger, playing on the 12th fret again, then I'm playing G again and going back to the D. And you're just going to hold here for 6 counts, and then you're going to strum again. And this is where our start of the B section is going to be. So you're going to play that D. Then we're going to have on eighth notes C, B, C, B. And what we're going to do here is on the next section, we're just going to take our first finger and you're going to bar strings 1 and 2 and strum. It hits the pitches that we need to hit, which in the actual melody line, it's a G here. So we have the G both on the 4th string and on the 2nd string, but it also gives a little bit of extra harmonic support here. Then what you're going to do is just lift your finger up a little bit, and then now you're essentially in a C major chord. And you're going to strum that. You're just going to use your same first finger. Normally when you play a C major chord, you're using your third, but just keep it on the first for here. Then you're going to have that same little rhythm though, but it's going to be a variation and down. So rather than going C, B, C, B, and then place your finger, now you're going B, A, B, A, and then you're going to pluck on the 2nd string, which is an E. And you're not playing a chord here at all. It's just letting that E ring, which is that open 2nd string. And then you're going to strum on the D again and play the C, B, C, B, and then using your first finger, barring strings 1 and 2 on the 3rd fret. Then move to just on the 3rd fret of the 1st string. And then you're going to end out the song placing your finger. I recommend, just because you were just using your first finger, to use your 3rd finger, and it's going to go on the 10th fret. and you're just going to strum across all of them. Now you can see in the tab I have a little bracketed symbol. This is a repeat sign in music, and it's just telling you to go all the way back to the song because this is sort of the main little part. Now if you're doing like a full version of this, there are other sections of this song, but this is the main part, and then you just repeat and play it again. It's just a little lullaby. It's short, it's sweet. I guess this is kind of more reminiscent of the music you'd hear if you were either playing it on your ocarina in Ocarina of Time, or when you go to Hyrule Castle as a child to go meet Zelda for the first time in that game. So that's kind of the essence. It's not like a full orchestrated version. With all of that, I'm going to play it in larger chunks now. I'm going to divide it into the A section and the B section. For the play along, it will be the entire thing without any stopping. So here's just that A section that I'm going to walk you through as I'm doing it. 1, 2, then to the D, A minor, G, A, B, D, A minor, B, then to the D, all the way up to the 12th fret, down to the 10th, picking D, then you have C, B, A minor. Now we're going to repeat that section. D, A minor, G, A, B, D, A minor. Then we have the B to the D, all the way up to the 12th here again. Then G and hanging on that D. And that is the end of our A section. Now we're going to be moving into the B section. All right. So we're leaving off on that D. You're just letting it ring for 6 beats. And then we have D again. Then we have C, B, C, B, placing your first finger, barring on strings 1 and 2, 3rd fret. Then just move over to just the first finger on the 3rd fret. Then we have B, A, and then we're doing just the E. Then we move back to strumming on the D. C, B, finger, barring 1 and 2, 3rd fret, and then we go to just the 3rd string on, just the 1st string on the 3rd fret, and then we go back to that 10th fret and strumming, and then that's the end of our song. So it could end there, or you could go back and do the entire thing again. But with all of that, let's give it a full playthrough, no stops, so you can see what it sounds like. I'm going to zoom you closer for this part of it, just so you can see what I'm doing and so you can see the tab a little bit easier. 1, 2. Alrighty, and so that is how to play the main melody section from Zelda's Lullaby. Again, if you're at all interested in the tab or the lead sheets for this song, check it out on my Patreon. Also, if you are wanting to see a more encompassing, like full kind of more orchestrated sort of version of this song, make sure to comment down below. The more people that comment and let me know, the easier it is for me to know that it's like something you guys would actually like to see. Also, if there are any other Zelda songs or video game music songs or anything that you'd like to hear, make sure to comment on that too. I have other videos as well that are from this franchise or other video games and stuff too, and I have it all in a playlist, so if you're into like super kind of nerdy things, then make sure to check that out and you can learn some cool music from it too. But otherwise, I hope you guys have a great day and I will see you next time.